You never really know who, or what, might be standing outside your front door when the sun goes down. Sometimes it's a delivery. Other times, it's a nightmare waiting to happen. With the rise of smart home security, doorbell cameras have captured more than just casual visitors. These are 8 of the most disturbing things ever caught on doorbell camera footage. And after watching them, you might think twice before opening your door. On April 24, 2023, in Flint, Michigan, a chilling series of events were captured on 2 separate Ring cameras installed at a homeowner's property. They are not immediately seen ringing the doorbell or knocking. Instead, the man in the red jacket aggressively starts trying to break down the door with sheer force. The impact of his attempts causes the camera above the garage to fall. But the door itself remains stubbornly intact despite the brutal pounding. Inside the home, the homeowner, startled by the noise, woke up in a panic. He rushed to check the footage on his phone, hoping to understand what was happening. Upon realizing that the front doorbell camera had fallen to the ground, he quickly switched to the footage from the second camera. As the banging continued, a chilling realization dawned on him. The men were actively trying to break in. It wasn't until the homeowner's voice came through the speaker that the 2 intruders were startled and fled the scene. The police were promptly called to the property. Upon reviewing the footage, authorities noted that one of the men appeared to be armed, though the intentions behind their actions remain unclear. The mystery of what the 2 men might have done if they had successfully broken into the house is haunting, as is the uncertainty surrounding their identification by the police. Another disturbing incident unfolded in Albuquerque, New Mexico, on April 9, 2023, at 3 a.m. The homeowner, unaware of the terrifying events occurring outside, only discovered the incident after receiving a notification on his phone. He immediately reviewed the footage, horrified by what he saw. The video shows a woman attempting several different keys in an effort to break into the house. She searches around the yard, seemingly looking for a hidden key, and appears completely unfamiliar to the homeowner. After some time, she begins throwing rocks at his car and continues trying to unlock the doors. At one point, she even tries to insert keys into the doorbell camera itself, a bizarre and unnerving action. The woman eventually walks away, never to be seen again. Though her intentions are unclear, it's likely that she was under the influence of something, as her erratic behavior suggests a disoriented state. Meanwhile, in Daytona Beach, Florida, a homeowner named Walter Hickox found himself in a terrifying situation one night in January 2022. Living in a wooded area of the city, Walter was taking his 3 dogs out onto the porch when his dogs suddenly became fixated on something outside. Before Walter could process what was happening, one of his dogs darted to the left side of the camera. And that's when Walter saw the cause of their distress: a black bear. The bear managed to climb over a protective railing and was heading straight for his dogs. Without hesitation, Walter lunged at the bear, pushing it back with all his might. He grabbed a nearby chair and used it to block the doorway, preventing the bear from attacking again.
I can't attack my bear! When I had time to just sit and just stare, it all hit me, and I started bawling. I couldn't believe how close to death I was, and I did it for my dog.
As he brought his dogs inside, he called out in panic that he had been attacked by a bear. Walter later recounted the ordeal, expressing his disbelief at how close he had come to danger and how fortunate it was that his dogs had been unharmed. He did sustain some minor injuries, but his quick thinking prevented what could have been a far worse outcome. In another alarming incident in Texas, a homeowner received a knock at their door at around 1:20 a.m. The visitor claimed to be a DoorDash delivery driver, and although the homeowner had no order in, they did not immediately think much of it. The homeowner was asleep at the time, and only her nephew was in the house. She recalls hearing a metallic clinking sound but didn't give it much attention until she noticed some damage to the exterior of the house the next morning. This prompted her to check her security footage.
DoorDash.
Upon reviewing the Ring doorbell camera footage, everything appeared to be normal at first. The woman at the door had stood there from around 1:20 a.m. to 2 a.m., and it seemed she might have been a determined delivery driver who had mistakenly come to the wrong address. However, the footage from the backyard camera painted a much darker picture. At around 2 a.m., 4 men can be seen sneaking into the backyard, where they try to gain entry into the house through a window. It seems that their plan had been to ambush the homeowner when she opened the door for the supposed DoorDash delivery. When no one answered the front door, the men resorted to trying the back. Meanwhile, the fake DoorDash delivery driver stayed at the front, likely as a distraction for the intruders. Thankfully, the men were unsuccessful in their attempt to break into the house, and the footage shows them fleeing the scene. They were seen getting into a dark-colored sedan and driving away from the property. Despite the alarming nature of the incident, the individuals were never caught by the police. In June of 2019, multiple homes in Chicago were visited by a man claiming to be an investigator named Jeff Rushmore. The issue? Jeff Rushmore didn't exist. The man was impersonating a police investigator, equipped with a fake badge, a phony police uniform, and even a police radio to complete the illusion. One of the homes targeted had a Ring camera installed, and it captured the man standing at the door, staying in character as if he were on official duty.
Can you open the door?
26 Agassian Route, Hill Park, District 821, gonna be the sixth person. 900 North Villa, 900 North Villa, looks like PD is with them, they can have him in custody. Dylan 84. Alarm 4739 Forest, 4739 Forest across the Chicago Prairie, called you by a resident. Nothing showing. Engine 103 issue.
640 George, individual's not answering the door.
Despite receiving no response from the homeowner, the impersonator performed a fake radio call, pretending to report the unresponsive resident to his non-existent department. Another home in the area, also equipped with a Ring doorbell camera, recorded the same man once again.
Hi, sorry to bother you so late. I'm Rushmore with the Winfield Police Department. I'm an investigator. One of your neighbors down the street reported a missing.
This time, the homeowner opened the door and the man introduced himself with fabricated authority. "Police department, I'm an investigator," he said, claiming to be following up on a missing person report from a neighbor down the street. The footage then cuts out, but according to the homeowner, the man ended the conversation after hearing he had no information about the case.
I honestly believe he was testing the waters, and as he felt more confident, he would have escalated from getting people to open their door to entering into people's homes to only God knows what next.
Despite the realistic performance, his motives remain unclear. Commenters online speculated that he might have been testing the waters, perhaps building confidence to eventually escalate his impersonation into robbery or worse. But in this instance, no crime was committed, and the man simply disappeared. Authorities were never able to identify him. A more terrifying incident occurred in Kansas City. A doorbell camera recorded a man approaching from the left side of the frame and attempting to climb the guardrail. He seemed intent on staying out of view, reaching for the Ring camera in an effort to dislodge it. Inside the house were a woman and her young son. The man outside was her ex-boyfriend. Though he failed to remove the camera on his first attempt, he returned 30 minutes later with a cloth, trying once more to cover the device. Three minutes later, the woman's son ran into her bedroom in a panic. He'd just seen their car burst into flames. The fire quickly spread, damaging much of the home before emergency responders could arrive. Authorities determined it was arson, and the ex-boyfriend seen in the footage became the prime suspect.
Abusive relationships are about power and control, and when that power and control is taken away or it's minimized, then what we see is those efforts are escalated to try and get them back.
According to domestic abuse expert Mary Ann, incidents like this are often about power and control. When that power is taken away, she explained, the abuser will escalate their efforts to regain it. At the time of reporting, police were still searching for the suspect. Then there was the incident in April 2023 in a remote part of Asheville, North Carolina. A homeowner received a notification from her security system alerting her to motion at the front door. She opened her app and was met with an unexpected sight: 3 black bears rummaging through a recently delivered package. The box contained dog food, which the bears had clearly smelled from a distance. They tore it open without hesitation. The homeowner, startled but brave, opened the door and yelled at the animals, trying to scare them off. Undeterred, the bears managed to snag one of the 2 bags of dog food and wandered off into the woods, the stolen prize clenched between their jaws. Finally, in a deeply unsettling encounter caught on a Ring camera in Rochester, New York, a man rang the doorbell of a home just before 2 a.m. Moments later, he ducked behind a parked car in front of the house, clutching what appeared to be a club. He was visibly sweating and breathing heavily, clearly in some sort of distress or altered state. He shifted nervously, scanning the street and glancing at the front door, seemingly unsure of his next move. For several tense minutes, he remained hidden until it became clear that no one would answer the door. Eventually, he began to walk away, only for a voice to suddenly call out, warning that the police had been notified. What makes this clip especially disturbing is the mystery behind the man's intent. Two theories have emerged. One suggests he was running from someone and tried to gain entry into a random home for safety. In this version, the voice that called out may have belonged to the person he was trying to evade. The second, more sinister theory posits that the man was attempting to lure someone to the door in order to harm them, and the warning voice belonged to a neighbor who had noticed his suspicious behavior and decided to intervene. Either way, the situation could have ended far worse. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that bell icon for more interesting videos like this.